Welcome to the show, everyone. We're already been networking in the studio already today. We are live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there.
Hey,
like us and follow us. We're going to be sharing the show in just a little bit. My first guest has been on with me several times now.
Yeah.
And, listen up, everyone, because all of this information that I love my show. Why do I love my show? Because it's information for everybody out there. I have with me Gef Woodruff, and he is the owner of Absolute Insurance Solutions.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about you, because you have a story of how you even got into this. So tell us a little bit about you and what you do and the story.
Well, back in 1998, I wasn't selling insurance, but I was with my dad and our family. We had a family reunion up in Seattle. That's where we're from. And they had lived down here for a while, and they were coming up and visiting us and everything. And I noticed that my dad was not feeling so well. And so I said, Dad, you need to go to a doctor because you look a little pale. He goes, well, I'd love to, son, but my insurance guy told me that I can't go because I'm out of network, and so I have to wait and go back to Arizona. So that seems kind of odd. So days went by because he was up there for about 6 weeks with us, and he got sicker. And I said, Dad, we're going to take you to the emergency room because you look really, really bad. And he said, I would love to go, but again, he told me I can't go, and so I got to wait. I said, well, Dad, I think you should go home early because you look really sick. You're sleeping all the time. Anyway, long story short, they left, and on September 3rd, 1998, my dad passed away. Yeah, it was really sad, and I really broke my heart. And my dad was kind of weird. He sold property casualty insurance. He sold home and auto, but he didn't know anything about health insurance, and he always wanted me to be in insurance. So I decided in 2002 to get into insurance, and I did it on the health side because I wanted to warn people about that bad plan that my dad had, so they didn't experience the same thing I did.
What did you find out? You found out that bad plan was the person's fault.
Exactly.
That was representing that company.
Yeah, he was more interested in the dollar sign than he was in telling the right thing about the plan. So when I found that out, then I realized that my mission is to make sure I tell people about health insurance. I tell them about it honestly and openly and transparently, because you got to know the truth, and if you don't know it, it could cost you a lot. So that's.
Well, what I love about you is that, first of all, you're all about getting everybody absolutely covered.
Absolutely.
Right?
You got it down.
Number one. And, and also not only that, what I like about you is that you are very passionate about what you do to make sure that your people are covered correctly.
Yeah.
And today you brought somebody with you.
Yeah,
You have
I
with you
did.
Erica Martinez, and she is here. Tell us a little bit about who she is and what she's doing here.
Well, I got going on this health insurance part of it, and I was doing property casualty, and I thought, oh, I'm spreading really thin here, so I need a little help. And ta-da! Erica came to the rescue, and she is really fabulous because she knows property casualty, home and auto, like I know health and life. So anyway, Erica's been here with me for about a month now.
Yes.
About a month. And how do you like it so far?
I enjoy it very much.
Well,
And-
you said to me that she knows her side of what she does,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is property and casualty. Is that what you
Yes.
said? Okay, and so tell us a little bit about your side of what you do there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because what it does is it brings your company full service.
Sure does.
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Well, we do home, auto, renters, commercial insurance. We do it all. General liability. We have water clubs. Anything that is with the property and casualty.
Okay, so, and when people call up, so right now they're listening, they can
Yeah.
either go with you towards the health side,
Yep.
or they can go with Erica towards your property and casual side if you need.
Right.
Your phone number to call, it's area code 623-328-5298. You work statewide,
Yes.
and you're rated with a Better Business Bureau, and what you do is this is a free consultation that you get from you. It's a free
Absolutely.
service, right?
Absolutely. And I tell people that if they come to me and they show me their plan that they have, and I show them what I have, and if their plan's better than what I got, I tell them stay with what you got, because I want them to have the best coverage. That's the bottom line. I'm not here to try to sell people anything. I want to be a consultant for people. That's what I really desire to be.
Now, your website is Absolute Insurance 4, the number 4, so it's 4 the number 4U, the letter U.com. So Absolute Insurance, the number 4, the letter U.com. Okay, so a brief overview of statistics. I'll get it out. Go ahead.
So, first of all, I kind of want to go over Medicare a little bit and get the Medicare ABCs out of the way.
You know what? That's right. I forgot. We need to do that first. It's
Okay.
always important for people to get that side of it because right now, especially with it coming up that Medicare season is going to be in the air
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
soon.
Real
Go
quick.
ahead.
So we did A and B last time, and now we're going to do C and D. Now, Medicare Part C is also called Medicare Advantage, and basically what it is, it makes up usually HMOs and PPOs. Basically how that works is that Medicare determines how much it costs a person to be in Medicare, and they determine it by how old you are, where you live, and how healthy you are, and then that determines how much money they're going to apply towards this Medicare Advantage, which is produced or set aside by a private insurance company, and then that company is obligated to take care of you with your Medicare. And they usually have Medicare Part A, B, and a lot of times they have Part D, which transitions us into Part D. Now, Part D of Medicare is your prescription drug coverage, and that's what covers you for all your generics and name brand drugs, and they have different tiers and different deductibles that are applied to that as well. So if you need Medicare, you need to have something besides just Medicare card, because that's not going to quite do it for you. You need either a supplement to go with it, like we talked about last time, or a Medicare Advantage plan, because you want to make sure you're fully covered if something were to happen in the future. So that's pretty much Medicare.
How important is it for somebody to talk to someone like you?
Oh, it's very important. And the reason why is because, first of all, you want to make sure when everyone comes to me, I ask them, what is it that you want out of your health plan? What is the most important thing that you need out of your health plan? Some people it's surgery, some people want dental, some people they have a variety of different things. And I say, and then also they always say, I want to make sure my doctor's in the network, because they have that relationship. So we make sure that I listen to what they want, make sure that their doctors are in there, make sure their drugs are covered adequately, they have prescription drugs, and then make sure the other provisions that are in the plan are applicable to what they need as well.
Well, somebody turns 65 every day.
They do.
And right now, too, that whole, it's coming around at the corner,
Yeah.
And people need to make sure that you get on this now. Don't wait. Make
No,
sure
no.
that you're covered, know that you have the right plans. Are there going to be any new laws for coming up at all, or do you know?
Well, there's no new laws, but there are going to be some new plans coming out. We can't say what they are, and there's going to be some new benefits. One thing that we can mention that is going to be brand new for 2021 that's never happened in Medicare Advantage world is that we are going to cover people with ESRD, an end-stage renal disease. Will be covered for the first time, normally under normal Medicare Advantage plans, beginning in 2021.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Brand
So
new.
that's why, again, that's a good reason why you want to talk
Yeah.
to them now.
Yeah.
Their phone number to call is 623-328-5298. He works statewide. He's rated with the Better Business Bureau. His website is Absolute Insurance, the number 4, the letter U.com, and it's a free consultation to the services. It's a free service to the
Absolutely.
families out there.
Yes.
So before we go to a break, really quick, I want to talk about the brief overviews of statistics quickly.
Okay, so here's some statistics that you have to understand, and this is why we have to do something to change healthcare in America. Because in the last 10 years, deductibles have risen 162%. Premiums have risen 54%. People's wages have risen 26%, and the cost of living has gone up 20%. Because of that, 60% of all bankruptcies right now in America are due to medical conditions. 80% of those people had health insurance, which means that it contributed to their bankruptcy.
Well, I'll tell you something, it's incredible what is going on, especially with everything that happened in our world this year, particular
Absolutely,
year.
yes.
Check them out on the website. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk further. The number to call is 623-328-5298. It's Absolute Insurance, the number 4, the letter U.com. Call it. We'll be right back.
All right. So now we'll just keep going, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, Erica, how did you think it went so far? Good. And one thing about
Go ahead.
so one thing about Erica, she's been doing this for over 20 years. Okay.
Yes.
And she's worked. What companies have you worked for?
Well, I'm originally from Texas, so I started with a.
It's okay.
with an independent agency in Texas. So I've worked also with Allstate, State Farm,
Mm-hmm.
moved here to Arizona, worked for a broker for 13 years. So branched off over here with Jeff, just trying to build.
Right. And what's the difference between working in a, like, this is a boutique, you're like a boutique firm,
Right.
as opposed to working for someone like, let's say, the other ones like State Farm or whatever. What's the difference?
Well, we're independent, and the one thing is that makes us different is that we can sell nationwide, all across states.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that not all agents here in the Valley can offer you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's one thing. And two, you know, it's like how I say, a day without insurance is a day without sunshine,
There you go.
you know? And
Go
we're
ahead.
just
And
not.
she brings sunshine to everyone that she talks to.
And, you know, if we're not competitive or we can't offer you the same coverage with the better rate, we'll go ahead and say, hey, you know what, stay where you're at. Because it's not about selling insurance. It's about educating everybody, making sure that they have the right coverage, especially with homeowners. You know, you own your home, you work so hard for your home, for your family, you don't want to have just the state minimum. You don't want to get in that bind. So that's what my job is, also is to be your financial advisor and make sure you're covered correctly.
Say that again.
To make sure you're covered correctly. So that's what we do, and that's what I do, is to make sure you leave happy. Because
Yeah.
you're just not a client, you're going to be another family member.
Right. And the happier
Absolutely.
you are, the more you're going to tell people
Absolutely.
about it, which is really important too.
Exactly.
So I love the way that you put that. A day without insurance is a day without sunshine.
Absolutely.
Never
And
heard that
besides
one.
the point that it is mandatory for us to drive our vehicle here in the state.
Mm-hmm.
So we have very competitive rates. Like I said, we're sell everywhere from Texas, New Mexico to Georgia, Florida.
Yeah.
So welcome back, everyone. I'm going to say it just really quickly because it was so cute. We've been working, talking during the break on Facebook with everybody out there. That's what we do when we're in here. We're continuing with Facebook. And so Erica was saying that, basically, Carol, a day without insurance is a day without sunshine. And tell them really quickly what you mean by that.
Well,
Go, Erica, go.
no. Well, we want to make sure you're covered correctly. Make sure you work so hard for your home, for example, as a business owner. You don't want to get into an accident and your family's not covered. You don't want to get to that point where you're handling through a lawsuit, you have a teenage driver. We want to make sure you're covered.
I think it's also really important to say this too. It's really a good idea to dust off your policies that you might even already have, and have them take a look at it, because second
Absolutely.
opinions are always really good. Things have changed. There's mandatory new laws, I know, with
Right.
with some of the driving insurance that you have to have
Yes,
now, right?
July 1st, the rates increase that the governor went ahead and it's mandated.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of changes
Right.
that are going on.
So a lot, and that's why it's always really good to talk to someone. This is a free service to you, the families out there. Their phone number is 623-328-5298. Of course, we've been talking a little bit about Medicare, because that's something that you also, that's part of what your expertise is in. But it's a full service insurance company.
Yes.
We also want to talk about you and how you brought up this. I mean, it's pretty crazy how
Yeah.
you actually almost created an insurance policy for people out there. Tell them about it. It is super cool. Everyone listen up. Go ahead.
Well, like I said last time, I believe that this is going to be the answer for America for health insurance. And the reason why is because it's transparent, which is what you don't get now with the big players. We need that transparency in healthcare. We also need first dollar coverage. That's so missing right now. That's why people are going bankrupt, because they have, well, I call it the wall, which is the deductible, that keeps them from health coverage. That's what keeps them from it. How about if we tear down the wall? Because that's exactly what we're going to do with this plan. So when you go into network doctors, you have no copay, okay? And there's no coinsurance. And believe it or not, the deductible is only on the room in the hospital. That's it, just the room. So that means all your hospital is covered first day, first dollar. And the deductible, by the way, just to let you know, because in our plan, we, the insurance company, pay first, not you. You don't have to pay the copay, you don't have to pay the deductible, you don't have to pay the co-insurance. The insurance company pays first, so literally a $7,500 deductible will be paid off by the insurance company in 2 days in the hospital. That's a powerful thing, and that's what people need. It's called freedom, and it also allows them the freedom of choice. If you get an individual plan today, through Obamacare, you have Maricopa County, and that's it. How about with our plan, it's nationwide. Everywhere you can go to any doctor you want. How would you like to go to a naturopathic doctor? Would you like to do that? Come on board, because we can do it with this plan. How about if you're Hispanic and you've been turned away because you don't have a Social Security number? Doesn't matter, ITN, Visa, Green Card, come on down. You have coverage today. We can help you, because that's what it's all about. We want people to have access to health care and not be taken advantage of like they are today.
Their phone number is 623-328-5298. To talk to them, it's absolutely free. It's a free,
Absolutely.
and explain how that works, because a lot of people think, well, that's too good to be true, so explain how it works.
Well,
Explain it, Lucy.
I'm going to explain it right now. Okay, so here's the deal. On the way the plan's set up is that we use the usual customary. It's called the RVRVS, which is the Medicare allowable rate. And because that's what we use, that's what providers are bound to, because that's our usual customary. They can't overcharge. So here's the deal. Providers are allowed to charge whatever they want, and we call that the charge master, and they all have one. But when we come in with an insurance policy that says our usual customary is such and such, which in this case is Medicare allowable, they're obligated under the Patient Protection Act, under the fraud, waste, and abuse, and it's the abuse part of that where it says you cannot overcharge if you have a company that has a usual customary charge, which we do. We bring it down to that level, and that's why you are protected when you have this kind of a coverage, and you need that protection from being overcharged, and also protection so you can have access to the health care that you and your family need.
What I also like what you have said before is you talked a little bit about how you layer.
Yes.
They pay for what they need.
Exactly.
So that's what's the other part that's really great about this plan too.
Exactly.
Is you're paying for what you need. You're not paying for the other things. Why did we have to have such high deductibles before? It was because we were paying for stuff we didn't need.
Exactly. Now, that's a perfect point. I'm glad you transitioned to that. So when you buy a policy today, you're buying what they call the 10 essential benefits, which I'm going to tell you, they're not essential. Not all of them. Some of them are, some of them aren't. They may be essential to some people, but not to everybody. Such as, everyone gets to pay for pregnancy. Now, I know that I am not going to get pregnant. I know it. I know it for a fact. But I get to pay for that, and also I get to pay for an abortion too. I know I'm not going to do that either. And so we're paying for the. It's like somebody comes into
You're
your
paying
house.
for the abortion if you get something.
Well, I'm not going to do that though. But that was a good one there, Carol. But anyway, it's like someone coming into your. It's like buying car insurance. Let's use car insurance. You come in and you say, "Oh, I just want liability coverage," and they'll say, "Oh no, we can't do that. We're going to sell you an umbrella policy. We're going to sell you maximum coverage. We're going to sell you everything we got, and then that's the only way we sell our car insurance." And everybody said, "Oh, well, see you later. I'm going to leave you." But you know what? Everyone is buying their health insurance exactly that way. They buy the whole package, whether they use it, need it, or want it.
Right.
They just get it. And so what we're going to allow you to do with this plan, you get to design your own plan based on our recommendations to make sure you get what you need and not what you don't need.
And you made this happen.
Well, sort of. I mean,
Well, you did. You married two companies, and so you told
Well,
me.
okay, there's another company, so this does have pre-existing conditions, and you have to wait a year on some of those pre-existing conditions, which is understandable. So I have other companies that we can layer on there. If you want coverage now for that year that you have to wait, we can layer that right on there. And even by doing that, we still have saved you probably 50 to 60% over what you're paying right now.
So it doesn't really matter. Everyone should give him a call and have him take a look at what he's offering. I think it's awesome. And somebody was reaching out on Facebook today. I think I'm going to go ahead and tell him your name too.
Perfect.
It's the number to call is 328-5298. Absolute Insurance, the number 4, the letter U.com. He's rated with the Better Business Bureau. He works statewide. And again, it's a free consultation to you, the families out there. You've been doing this for a really long time. And basically, what you've said many times that you've been on the air with me is that, you know, it's the new era of healthcare.
It really is. This is what Washington D.C. doesn't have the answer. There's other people that do, and we. And
No,
this
Jeff
is the
does.
I don't know about me.
There you go.
But I mean,
There's your tagline.
Jeff has the answer. Okay, but anyway, I have an answer here because you know what? I want people to have access to health care. I want them to be able to see naturopathic doctors that they haven't been able to see, but our plan allows them. I want our Hispanics that have been cut out of healthcare, they're paying with cash, and sometimes they're being taken advantage of. So now they won't be taken advantage of anymore, because this plan's going to protect them from that as well.
There's a lot of people that don't have health care because, and even though there should have it, and there,
Right.
at that time there was a time where it was mandatory, but the fact is that most people can't afford it.
Exactly right.
They just can't.
And a lot of people have lost their coverage because of the COVID. A lot of people lost their jobs. Well, we can provide that health care for them. And guess what? If you were to develop COVID with this plan, this is what this plan is going to do. They're going to give you 100% more coverage in your hospitalization without charge. They're going to increase your doctor visits by 50%, and they're going to give you 2 months free premium, period, and never have to pay it back.
The number to call again at 623-328-5298. Absolute Insurance, the number 4, the letter U.com. Okay, so let's talk about those deductibles really quickly.
Sure.
You know, I know that you wanted to talk a little bit about how they work. I mean, seriously,
Okay.
I mean, I think that I remember having the highest deductible. It was like $10,000
Okay.
deductible.
Sure.
I might as well just die. That would be better off than having to, you know, pay for, God forbid I needed. I used to not go to the doctor for a long time because of it.
Well, first of all, the deductible on our plan is only on the room in the hospital. And here's how the deductible goes away. Let's do 2 days. Let's take a $7,500 deductible with a 3-unit plan. So $7,500 deductible, and then the room cost average, but according to Kaiser Family Foundation, is around $2,000 a day for a hospital room. You add that together, it's $9,500. Our plan actually gives you a $3,000 credit the first day in the hospital. So now you go down to $6,500. And then we pay $4,500 every day for sickness. Now you're down to $2,000 on the first day. And so the second day you take that $2,000, carry it over, add another $2,000 for another day. That's $4,000. Take off $4,500. Now the company actually owes you $500 after 2 days in the hospital.
You need
That's
Jeff,
how the deductible works.
just
Come
for
on.
the calculation of everything.
Woo!
It's awesome. I love it. So
Yeah.
give him a call. I think that everyone should have that consultation.
Yeah.
Find out how he can help you save money on your insurance.
Absolutely.
Maybe get you insurance. Maybe you should be having your auto and your collision and what was, and make sure that you get covered the right way. That number again is 623-328-5298. It's Absolute Insurance, the number 4, the letter U.com. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you. Oh my goodness. It gets crazier every time we come here.
It's the fun though.